guys, Scott Toy Guru Neitlich with Spectre Creative here on the Spectre Creative channel. Makes sense that I'd be on my own channel. I wanted to dive in today. We talk about toys and books and history and fun stuff, pop culture. There are three Star Wars lines out there at the 3 3/4 scale right now, right? We have the vintage series, right? That gives us super articulated awesome figures for collectors with lots of parts and accessories. We've got the retro line, also 3 3/4, which gives us characters from new media as well as old media in the Kenner form factor. And then there's a third one, this guy, what's called the Epic Force or Epic Series, Power of Force. I think they forgot the. It used to be Power of the Force. Now it's Power of Force. Well, if you've been a longtime viewer of this channel, you know that I am a diehard Star Wars action figure collector, especially when it comes to 3 3/4 classic trilogy, meaning original trilogy. I've got nothing against the other stuff. It's just the one I grew up with. What can I say, I mean, the memories of playing with these toys. This is my Obi-Wan from when I was, 6. He's lost some of his hair because that happens to everybody in time. All right. So the other line, this Epic Force line, when it first came out, I was definitely on the fence about whether I was going to pick them up, whether or not these were 3 3/4 Star Wars figures. As an example, I did not buy the Mission series or the figures that came with the vehicles for the past couple years. Mission Fleet. Is it Mission Fleet? I don't know. They keep coming up with new names for this stuff. So I was on the edge. I said, you know what? I'm just going to get the classic trilogy ones. They're mostly new media, mostly figures from Ahsoka and Mandalorian and stuff. Even Skeleton Crew, has gotten figures in this line. They were basic 5 points of articulation, right? I mean, no different from Power of the Force 2 when it first came out. And honestly, the scale is not that off, right? So I kind of had to say, okay, I know these are 4-inch figures, but 3 3/4, 4-inch, that little quarter of an inch isn't really throwing it the way, say, a 6-inch figure and a 7-inch figure have trouble standing next to each other. It's kind of that, once you go a full inch, that's when, you can't really combine. But a quarter of an inch isn't really going to throw it. So I bought the first couple figures, like the Stormtrooper here. He does have a ball-jointed neck, but everything else is, your standard 5 points of articulation, right? And then they have these little hooks in the back and on the arms, plugs to plug things in, because they're for kids. Kids play with toys. Now, so again, I'm only getting the classic trilogy figures, so I got Stormtrooper, I got Vader, I picked up Yoda, even though that's kind of debatable whether or not that's classic trilogy Yoda or prequel, and I guess it was settled when they re-released Yoda as a ghost, although it looks a lot more like a hologram. It's called a ghost figure on package, so I guess it's either Return of the Jedi or that time he appeared in one of the Disney sequel movies, which I'm kind of trying to blank out. Is it episode 8? Yeah, it had to be, right? Because Luke isn't in 9, except as a ghost. Oh, God, I'm confusing myself. Those Disney movies are forgettable. I'm sorry. So the Yoda, let me put these guys down. I mean, the articulation is actually better than the first wave. He's got ball joints on the elbows. I'm sorry, the shoulders. No elbow articulation. But he does have wrist swivel. So, that's a lot of articulation for a basic figure. And, again, comparing it to previous Yodas, it's about, it's definitely the size is comparable, Size matters not, really. Now, Chewbacca was the next classic trilogy figure, and wow, holy cow. Not only did he have ball-jointed shoulders, but he's got ball-jointed elbows, too. And he's got ball-jointed knees and ball-jointed thighs. So he's got 6 ball joints in what is a $8 kid figure. The bandolier falls off a little bit because it's meant to hold in place with the backpack thing that plugs into the back. But, damn, I mean, if that isn't just a good standard Chewbacca figure for $8, especially with the ball joints. So here's where I was really surprised. When I picked up the Yoda figure, or the ghost of Yoda, he came in a 5-pack at Target. So I had to get a bunch of figures I didn't really want. I've done that many times in the past. I mean, hell, I bought the Cantina to get the Tonica sisters, and, that's crazy. Sometimes I think of, the Cantina as the accessory that, comes with, that you had to get the Cantina figures. Like, that red R2 you had to buy to get the Queen's Naboo ship. I just looked at the ship as, You know, just one of the largest accessories I had to buy to get a figure. All right, so this 5-pack brought us another Luke, which I didn't pick Luke up because this is Luke from The Mandalorian, not Return of the Jedi. And you'll notice that this figure has like green lightning on the sleeve and like a Kylo Ren-esque green exploding lightsaber. Because kids, you know, kids like exploding things, which is great. He's got, you know, the hole in the back to plug in the backpack for Grogu or whatever. But I'll probably sell this guy on eBay because, again, Mandalorian figure, not classic trilogy. And then there was also an Ahsoka in there. Same thing. You know, she's from the original wave, 5 points. But she's also got that lightning, you know, coolness for the kids. Here's where we get interesting. The Obi-Wan and, where is he? The Vader. All right, so these were the last 2 figures from this 5-pack to get the Yoda I wanted. So I'll put down Vader for a minute. So Obi-Wan, I don't think he's had a single card release yet. Maybe he has. Again, I don't pay attention to the non-original trilogy figures that much at retail. So he's also got an exploding lightsaber. Everyone gets exploding lightsabers these days. He's got the lightning effect. But look at this. Ball joints. Ball joints. Ball joints. Ball joints. Ball joints. Ball joints. I mean, seriously, this is an incredible Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. I mean, this should just be like I mean, yeah, he's got the big plug in the back for kids and lightning for kids, but man, without that, this is a damn good Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. And like, you know, yeah, if you're gonna go 3 3/4, I mean, yeah, it's that little tiny 1/4 of an inch, and Luke's supposed to be a little short, right? This is a vintage Luke, vintage collection Luke. So let me go back to this Vader. I assume that this Vader was the same as this Vader, the one that I bought in the first wave. They're not. I mean, not only, obviously, this Vader has, you can see the red eyes, and he's got the red lightning, you know, thing on his wrist. This is not the same figure. So this figure, you know, has the 5 points of articulation, right? This one, ball joints, ball joints, ball joints, ball joints, ball joints. This is a great Vader figure, and he's available as a single, I realized. I went out and actually got the single-carded version. Not that one. This one. So the only difference is the, you know, the lightning on the hands, and the one in the 5-pack has red eyes versus the carded one has regular eyes. But damn, that's a really good Darth Vader figure for $8. You know, I assumed this was a repack of the Wave 1 Vader with the 5 points of articulation and just passed on it. Said, oh, they just gave him a new lightsaber with the exploding effect. This one had a regular lightsaber. But no, it's a new Vader with new arms and legs that give him really what I would call standard articulation, or above basic. Yeah, it's almost this Power of the Force line is just starting to get neat, and unfortunately, now it's going away, but that's all right. It's just really interesting to me how quickly the basic cost-reduced kid figure became collector articulated, but still at a kid price. So it's a cool deal. And then, you know, if you like mech suits, this line's for you too. So yeah, I just thought that was an interesting review because I had no idea that this carded Vader was not just this carded Vader. And it all goes back to, I wish Hasbro would communicate this stuff. You know, it's like, I wish they would just get out there and you know, these are the kind of things, like, I would have bought this earlier had I known he had better articulation and was new articulation, because I'm all in with 3 3/4 classic trilogy. So if Hasbro had communicated that, I would have bought this 6 months earlier. I only bought it because I happened to pick up the 5-pack for this Yoda and was like, whoa, that's a different Vader. So there you go. Pleasant surprise. Pass it on, and thank you for watching. Always the best way to support this channel is to share this with others. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.